Jeff Humphries currently only in 5th position, exactly where he started, and Tibbs has made an absolute rocket at the start. He's probably got about 10 or 15 car lengths as they head down towards the left-hand at Island Bend. They've all got through Cascade safely. There is a damaged car coming through towards the back of the order. Let's see if I can get the number 21 machine, I believe, which is that's Wayne Howard, isn't it? Yeah, in his Citroen Saxo VTR. So he's obviously had a shunt somewhere along the line up at Old Hall. But when will the leaders come back into my view over the crest of Hilltop? It'll be any moment now. It'll be interesting to see if Tibbs is, because Tibbs really had a massive lead. And here he comes now over the crest of the hill, and he still has a fairly large lead over, I think, Josh Cook still in 2nd place. But is that Jeff Humphries up to 3rd place? It is. So Jeff Humphries has found his way from 5th, exiting Cascades, to 3rd, exiting the chicane. But now he's got Matt Digby right up behind him, and he's not going to be close enough. So it's Cook in 2nd, Humphries in 3rd. That's going to give Cook the championship as it stands. We've got a long way to go. They've all made it through Cascade safely. Well, the front runners have anyway. The rest of this massive field still winding its way through. I think you're right, Tom Molyneux may have had a bit of an incident there, because he's a long way down the order. He started on row 8, but he's now about 4th from last and trying to get back past some of these slower drivers, with the leaders towards you.
Yes, waiting for them to come back into my view, then they're making their way towards Lodge Corner, and it looks like it is Tibbs that's leading with that. We'll get a better view of it when they come over nearly before the first time. It's 30 minutes before that race. No, it's Josh Cook that's leading the way there. Tibbs down to 2nd. It's third place somewhere. Another Citroen Saxo VTR. Now he's just sort of on the exit of Cascade. Oh, he's got going again, so that's not going to cause a problem. Maybe a front right puncture or something. The car looks a little lower on the front right, but as he pulls away, it's all okay. Here come the race leaders back down into the chicane, and it's Tibbs who's back in the lead. So it's Tibbs from Cook from Humphries, as it was last time they came through here. And then Patrick Fletcher is up into 4th place. He has managed to get past Matt Digby, and then it's John Mabin and Thorpe. And as they climb the hill, Jeff Humphries is very, very close to the back of Josh Cook. As Ryan was saying, all Humphries can really do is win the race and hope that Cook has some misfortune. I don't think there'll be any rudeness about this, the way this championship battle is decided, if you see what I mean. Tom Molyneux is already streaming his way up the order, but the race leaders very close together. But it was at this point in the circuit last time round that Cook got past Tibbs.
I think if Josh is quite clever, he'll just let Jeff go past, probably just anchor his power. Because at the end of the day, he's taking the risk of what he needs to do. So if Jeff's here, he's one who's got to do all the hard work, and they come past that move while still actually him.
Or has he? Edwards is going to hang on all the way around the outside. If he can keep that going, he's kept on the
is ahead of Jeff Humphreys and they're braking for the Knickerbrook chicane. So there's nothing Humphreys can do here. He's absolutely glued to the boot lid of Fletcher's car. Cook is some 5 car lengths perhaps behind Tibbs out in front. And so the two closest cars on the circuit are Fletcher and Humphreys at the moment. The rest of the field winding their way through the Knickerbrook chicane, and it's fairly spread out actually after the top 5 or 6. The only man who's really making any moves is Tom Molyneux on his continuing charge up the order. We've got a yellow down at Cascades. That's a stationary yellow by the looks of things. Can't quite see anyone off.
Yeah, we've had, meanwhile, the lap record, which was held by Ryan Bentley, has been broken on the first flight lap race. Patrick Fletcher did a 205.640, about 10 or so quicker. But as you say, Danny Gibbs at least got about 3 or 4 car lengths lead. Evenly, and then it's still Digby and John Mabin having a nice scrap as they make their way through the Knickerbrook chicane. Then comes Sean Hagan, Terry Rouser, and then the 69 machine, which is of course Joel Shipton. He's having a fairly lonely race now. Then we have, I think, first of Will Sargent, and he's going to come under a little bit of pressure from Will Sargent as he climbs up the hill towards Druids. But those top 4 were fairly equidistant when they came past me. I think this race is looking good for Patrick Fletcher.